kids in these new whips while I'm still sailing an old boat. It's got some dents and my shit's kind of bent, but I'll drive it if it still floats.
Hello world of YouTube and welcome to another list video. In light of the announcement of what is the third remake of the first Tony Hawk game and at least the second remake of the second one, I figured I'd actually sit down and talk about 11 games that could use a remaking, a retooling of aspects. And I'm trying to think of ways to not necessarily make it just a remaster. I'm trying to think of games that could use a good remake, you know, because it seems like a lot of games nowadays are being remade and given justice to it by either recontextualizing, updating assets in a contemporary way, or just putting it in a new engine that makes it fucking a completely different experience. But that's the whole goal of today, talking about 11 of those. So let's go ahead and get going! With Dune fever sweeping certain aspects of the internet, giving Denis Villeneuve's adaptation of the iconic science fiction novel, it would be the perfect time to remake the RTS classic Dune 2, or as I knew it, Dune Battle for Arrakis, which was ported to the Genesis back in the day. This is on my top 11 Genesis games list. It is a charming little RTS that tries to accomplish so much on a console that I would love to see get a complete overhaul for current generations. RTSs on consoles aren't a common thing anymore, but I feel like if you could make it work on a Genesis, if you made the UI a little more intuitive and the game a little more straightforward in delivery, this would work wonders. I don't care who does it. Somebody that does RTSs, remake Dune Battle for Arrakis for consoles. I feel like this is the best time to do it. It's probably going to be the only time that would make sense to do it, and the world needs it. The world needs more Dune content, and I would love to see a new Dune RTS rise up. I want to harvest spices, pick a house, and tear through the lands.
Obey Wario.
You know, with Nintendo giving tributes to pretty much every era of 2D Mario, I'm amazed they haven't done more with the Super Mario Land games, giving the second one was responsible for birthing one of the internet's favorite garbage characters, the onion-loving Wario. I think it would be cool if they remade these games in the new Super Mario Bros. Engine, or done something more with the assets. I think it'd be cool to see just something else come of Super Mario Land, because they're two games that are really beloved of their time, because they were the only handheld Mario games for the longest time, and they let people experience Mario on the go in a way that wasn't too terrible. Also gave us Daisy. That's another character that these games gave us, because Daisy was the princess in Super Mario Land. So I don't know. I feel like Nintendo owes a lot to Super Mario Land, so I'd love to see them port it, remake it with the new assets, do something, man. Plus, I don't need to see Nightmare Wario anymore. I want to see the levels of Super Mario Land 2 without the horrifying Wario that you fight at the end. That would also be really, really nice. With Wipeout getting a gorgeous remake, why can't Wave Race? Those two games are classics. I mean, even if it was just a new Wave Race, I just want something Wave Race related, man. I want to ride Sea-Doos in the ocean, goddammit.
Oh my god.
On that same note, I want to drive around RC cars with nice realistic looking physics again, motherfucker. You ported Turok and Turok 2 upped the res on them and put them on the Switch. You're doing it with Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. While you're in the same vein, do it to Revolt. Give it a nice little glossy cleanup and bring me some realistic physics driven RC kart racing, man. Revolt is the shit. And I would love to see a new version of it in new consoles. I think it would work really well when we're in a world of continuing to regurgitate kart racers. Garfield has his own kart racer now. Why not bring back Revolt? I feel like it's time.
It's time to
bring back Revolt. First Mario Party is an interesting point in Nintendo's history because it's what got them a lawsuit, because of the stupid controller rotating games that people look upon very not fondly. So you know what you can do to fix that? Remake it. Put it in the new Super Mario Party engine, but just retool the control stick games. Make them something else. Make them motion control. Do something with them. I mean, hey, it'd be a great way to capitalize on nostalgia for a game people really love make it look nice, and give people faith in Mario Party again. Because I love Super Mario Party, but a lot of people got issues with it. And you know what gets you in good graces? Do a nice, faithful remake before you follow it up with something even better. Kirby has a great line of games. He is a great mascot for different types of control styles. You know, he had the Canvas Curse, which had a nice sequel on the Wii U that nobody fucking played, even though it looked fucking gorgeous. He's got his platforming games, and on the Game Boy, he had his Tilt and Tumble Times, where it was a great gyro-centric motion control game on the Game Boy Color. That's fucking incredible. And with the Switch having the same shit, just give it a nice different type of art style and put it on the Switch. That's an easy package right there. You can even add new maps. You can, package it with like a Dream Course remake. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. That would be cool. And Kirby Tilt and Tumble is a little more of an overlooked game in the franchise. And you could bring it to new faces to show off that great Joy-Con tech that you don't use much. First Assassin's Creed was a shitty introduction to this franchise because you had you stalking people more than you were assassinating people. And that's not the name of the game! So you know what you do to do that? You fix that, you make a remake that's pretty, and you just make it an Ezio game with Altair. You simplify, you streamline the interrogation aspect, and you just make it about killing people. You make the world less complicated to explore, too. That's another thing I don't like about the first Assassin's Creed. I like the first Assassin's Creed. I think it's fine, but it clearly was a rough start when they improved upon it tenfold with its sequels. And all you really need to do to make it better, you just cut the dumb shit, make it look pretty, and keep it fun.
Rockstar Games.
It's clear by the announcement of GTA 5 being ported yet again to new consoles that people are kind of getting tired of GTA 5. And you know what you do? While you tide people over while you're making a new game instead of just porting GTA 5 over, you make GTA 3 style or GTA Vice City, that era of GTA style remakes for GTA 1, 2, and London. How fucking cool would that be? It would be a lot of work maybe, potentially, but you know what? You're spending all this time on a game that people are getting sick of waiting for, Rockstar. So hey, while you're porting 5 to PS5 and an Xbox One X, stupid brick dumbass thing, remake those games. They don't have to be as lush and as in-depth as 5 was or 4 was. You just gotta make it a game that's a sandbox, a new sandbox for people to do dumb shit in. And if you give them 3 of that are a little smaller, but still have a lot of shit going on, like gang factions essentially, like Crackdown, you got a recipe to tide people over. Because hey, a lot of people haven't played those early GTAs. I did on the PS1. It was alright. But you know what? I feel like playing it in 3D would be even better. So I'm a big old dumb fuck and didn't know that they've actually remade all of the Fire Emblem games with new styles and shit. So this next spot, not really relevant anymore apparently anyway, and I really couldn't think of an actual new slot. I didn't find that out until editing that I'm just a dumb shit. So let's move on. Let's keep on trucking along, eh?
Stranded on a luxury cruise ship full of dogs. No, I'm just kidding. Zombies!
While Capcom is in Resident Evil Remake fever, what would be interesting to see them remake and tackle again is the often forgotten Game Boy Color title, Resident Evil Gaiden. Think about it. It doesn't have to be super expensive looking or even put it on the RE engine. It could just be like a little side joint. You know, you could even do it in the same engine that like the Revelations games are made in. You know, just something a little smaller, a little more compact, like a side joint. That showcases an interaction of 2 characters that personally are 2 of my favorites in Resident Evil, Barry and Leon. Even if this game is, I think, not canon for sure, it'd also be cool to see if they would like integrate the combat from that game in a remake, and you could in like a weird rhythm game sort of way. I don't know. I've thought a lot about what it would be like to remake Resident Evil Gaiden, and I think it'd be cool to have like the same overview of like a Revelations game, but like keeping the combat intact, whether it be like focusing on hit points on enemies or doing it in a certain way to make it flow a little rhythmically, kind of like how it was in the original. I think would make for an interesting gaming experience that, again, is a game that is kind of lost to time that I would love to see not lost to time. Even if it's not my favorite game in the franchise, I actually personally haven't played it, but I'd like to see it come to life again, especially now that we're in like a golden age of Resident Evil again. Honestly, this is the one that feels the most involved conceptually because it's the one that inspired this video, and I almost wanted to do a podcast just talking about this idea with somebody, but hear me out. Castlevania 2, super flawed.
Simon's Quest is dumb, and it's stupid, and it's stupid, and it's dumb.
This game sucks.
You know how you fix it? You switch the narrative. You place it in the 1920s, you make it a different Belmont, you have him interviewing people, like in a game like L.A. Noire, where you're looking for the remains of Dracula, encountering bosses at various points in the game, and before you eventually see all the pieces come together, and you fight Dracula. He doesn't have, the Belmont in question doesn't have to be the one to do it. You can have him be chasing somebody else who's getting all of the pieces of Dracula before he can get there, or getting them while he has the upper hand on him and still bringing Dracula together. Before you have to take him out old school Castlevania style. And you know what else you could do that'd be just a fucking dope touch? You make swing lounge versions of iconic Castlevania themes that'd play throughout the entire game. I know Konami does not give a shit about Castlevania or any of their franchises anymore, but I would love to see this happen, or I would love to see the alternate timeline where somebody else came up with this idea and they made it a thing, because I think that would be rad as fuck. That was my list. What did you think about it? Are there other games you would like to see remade, and how would you want them remade? Let me know in those comments down below. If you liked this list, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general nerdery content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons if you would like to join their ranks to get early access to content, exclusive content, and to help drive the community. It's linked in the description. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so very much for watching. I have been Viral Rack. You guys are good as live situations, and I'll see you another day.